Mr. LaHood.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank our witnesses for your valuable testimony today. I also want to thank our friends from Iowa for issuing us a visa to come to your state and be here and participate in the Iowa State Fair. What a great opportunity to be here. I actually went to college in Iowa for 4 years, and it's great to be back. First time at the Iowa State Fair, and so really, really grateful for the opportunity to be here with everybody. My district is contiguous to Iowa. I share a border with Congresswoman Miller Meeks and also with Ashley Hinson. My district's very similar to the districts here in Iowa, a heavy ag district. It's the 10th largest ag district in the country in terms of corn and soybean production. I have 8 ethanol plants that touch my district. We produce a lot of cattle and hogs in our district, and very involved in the biofuels conversation too. And so it's great to be here. And I would just, as I listen to the witnesses here today and hear you articulate the benefits from TCJA, nobody can do it, I think, better than what you guys have done it, whether it's a large corporation, whether it's a working family, whether it's a small farming operation, a small business, medium-sized business, and an entrepreneur. As you've articulated what TCJA has done for you, I think it's remarkable. And that's why we're doing these field hearings all across the country, is to hear from regular people on what TCJA has done. And as you articulated those things, I thought about everything that we've done with TCJA: reduce taxes, put more money in the pockets of middle class and lower class citizens, created millions of new jobs, hired more people, moved 6 million people out of poverty when we passed TCJA. We repatriated almost $3 trillion back to the United States with TCJA. And the investment that we've seen in small and medium and large businesses has been immense across the country. And so as I think about TCJA, it may be my 8 years in Congress, the vote that we took on TCJA may be the most impactful vote that I've taken. And so grateful to hear you today articulate all of those things on why we need to be focused on this next year for the economy and for our citizenry. And I also think about the Biden-Harris administration. They've chose to remain in D.C. And have proposed $7 trillion in tax hikes, where the Ways and Means Committee has been traveling across the country to hear firsthand about the challenges of working Americans who are currently facing to develop a roadmap to get our economy back to where it was immediately following TCJA in 2017. For example, we have set up tax teams through Chairman Smith, 10 different tax teams that are meeting and getting feedback from across the country. I happen to chair the American Workforce Tax Team, which is considering ways to better utilize the tax code by hiring and retainment of more workers. And all of us are a part of those tax teams. I have a number of questions, but I'll start with you, Mr. Sukum. You mentioned in your testimony that following TCJA, you were able to significantly expand your business operation and hire more workers. Can you provide more detail on how provisions from TCJA allowed you to hire and retain more workers?
Well, the accelerated depreciation on research and development was just critical on that we could take that return on investment. We invested in wages and staff and engineering, provided better products, and our customers liked our products, and we added 200 manufacturing jobs. And with accelerated depreciation, we add capital equipment. We need skilled folks to run that. And so it was, we added 200 individuals over this time period.
Excellent. I mentioned that I have a heavy ag district, and the potential economic growth around the biofuels industry is something, again, I've been very engaged in and spent a lot of time talking. As we look to future tax policy proposals, can you comment on the specific pro-growth initiatives that can better support our farmers and biofuel producers?
Well, it's one that, I think Congressman Feenstra said about practically 1 out of every 2 rows of corn is going to biofuels. It provides us with energy self-sufficiency here in the U.S., which I think is just absolutely critical, and it can provide going into the 45Z to give us more incentives to take less carbon out of our air.
Thank you. I yield back.
Mr. Estes.